Hi, Alan here, rvacrossamerica.net, and welcome to my world. This is March 20th, the day before the beginning of spring. Looking behind me, if you could see outside, you might see there's actually snow on the ground here in the Salt Lake Valley, and I'd like to share with you what this winter has been like here in the Salt Lake Valley, what it means to live in the shadow of the Wasatch, and what it means to be an IKON pass holder and how that worked out. So RV life here in the Salt Lake Valley, it's an urban area which comes with it a whole bunch of advantages and a few disadvantages. This is a valley of about 1 million people. And by the way, the whole post here is going to be posted at rvacrossamerica.net/ski SLC. SKISLC for Salt Lake City. And there'll be a lot of photos there. There'll be some backstory there and more information along with some highlights of upcoming posts coming up. As always, the additional information is in the post. Whatever I forget to put in the video. The videos are always off the cuff, almost always off the cuff. And this one pretty much is. This has been quite a day. I woke up this morning looking forward to a major snowstorm in the mountains. Yes, it's not over. Even though spring begins tomorrow, there has been so far about 10 inches of snow up in the Wasatch, and I'll define what that is and where that is in a minute. And there will probably be another 5 or 10 inches before morning, making for a total of 20 inches of powder ready to be skied tomorrow. That'll be Tuesday the 21st, and then there's another 2 feet or so coming in tomorrow night and Wednesday, so I expect to get another day of powder skiing in on Thursday, which is getting ridiculous for the end of March. The ski areas have almost all announced extensions to the season. Frankly, I've been skiing for almost 5 months now. I started on November 11, and I'm ready to shift gears. I really am. I went biking yesterday. It got just warm enough to be able to hop on the trike and tool around the neighborhood a little bit, get in about 5 miles and get out there. I was watching the ski hills this morning to see how the snow was, because I thought about going up this morning, but I'm not a fan of low light and low visibility and heavy snow conditions. So I'll wait for tomorrow where it's only snowing lightly, and then, of course, allow it to snow heavily again on Wednesday and then go back up on Thursday in the aftermath of the next major storm. The mountains are all pushing 700-inch bases, and it looks like they'll be over 700 inches by the weekend, and God knows how far this is going to go. We actually have a trend towards colder weather this weekend and continuing well below normal next week with, you guessed it, more snow, particularly for the mountains. Down here, we did have a snow squall earlier. It did collect on the grass and actually got slushy on the roads, which is not a good situation. But the snow is let up, and hopefully that'll do it for the valley areas. So when I refer to the Wasatch, there are 2 canyons literally within, if I drive, a half an hour to 45-minute drive. But very often I've been using the buses, and I explain in great detail why I use the buses in the post. And again, that's at rvacrossamerica.net /ski SLC. And I use the buses. They're very convenient. The IKON Pass pays for the bus ride up and back, and it makes it easy to get to Solitude and Brighton in Big Cottonwood and Alta and Snowbird in Little Cottonwood. And those are all IKON Pass ski areas. And then there is Deer Valley, which is literally right next to Solitude and Brighton, but you've got to get to it by going all the way and around. There's a map on my post that shows what's where. You go through Parley's Canyon to get to Deer Valley. That's near Park City and Canyonlands. And Deer Valley is a little lower elevation skiing, so it's not quite as pristine as the Cottonwoods. And then there's also Snowbasin, which is about an hour away from here. That's the furthest. About a 63-mile drive, but it's almost all superhighway. And Solitude is a great mountain to ski, and again, part of the IKON Pass. So you've got 6 mountains that are on the IKON Pass. Solitude is unlimited. The others are limited, and you can read what the parameters are at ikon.com to understand what it is that they're offering you. I found the IKON to be a great value. It's kind of a double-edged sword in the ski industry. It is saving the industry as it's infusing a lot of money. It's also creating challenges because every time there's a powder day, particularly, the whole world descends on these ski hills. And because of what's been going on in Little Cottonwood this winter, and I'll explain that in my post, there's been a lot of pressure on the big Cottonwood areas. That's Brighton and Solitude, because everybody kind of navigates over there when they can't get up Little Cottonwood. So, and again, the details are on the post, rvcrossamerica.net/ski SLC. Today's also been kind of a neat day. I went into Anytime Fitness, where I've been going now once a month for the last 4 or 5 months to check my weight and check my body composition using a eVolt machine. Using that machine, I can tell you that I'm down about 27 pounds in subcutaneous fat and about 13 pounds in visceral fat in the last 5 months, since September 21. It's amazing what this diet has done for me. And I'm going in for more blood work in about 4 or 5 days, so I'll have an update on that coming up probably in a week or two afterwards. I went in September and I went in December for blood work, and the improvement was amazing. There's a post about that on my site, so you can go check rvcrossamerica.net and look down 4 or 5 posts for the latest health update, or just do a search for health update, and you'll find the post. I think it's rvcrossamerica.net/health update, but I'm not certain. Don't hold me to that. So the IKON Pass, I would definitely recommend people consider. It's about, cost me a little under $1,100 this upcoming season. They're forecasting it to be, or projecting it to be, a little over $1,100. It depends on how much you use it. I mean, I've skied almost 50 days this winter. I'm up to 44, and I expect to reach 50 or be very close to it before I pack the skis away. Frankly, I'm at a point where I'd be happy to take out the kayak and happy to ride the bike and see some 70-degree days, but that just doesn't seem to be in the offing. In about 12 days, I'm taking off for Rigby, Idaho, and I'll be in southeastern Idaho for a couple, 3 months, maybe more. Enjoying that part of the country and just getting out and kayaking and biking a lot, and a little bit of skiing. I'm not going to be too far from Jackson Hole and from Grand Targhee, and Targhee at least will be open through at least the 16th of April and maybe longer, and the Cottonwood Canyon Wasatch Mountain areas here are projecting to be open until late May, some of them. By the way, I'm slipping in some panoramas, some video panoramas that I took on the mountains, and I hope you enjoy those. They may have been already, and they may be coming up yet, so enjoy them as you see them. It's just a taste of the kind of skiing I've had. There's been an unbelievable number of powder days. There has been just great skiing, consistent, day after day, week after week, since, again, about November 10, November 11, and it looks like it's going to be consistent right up through the end of March and probably into April. God knows how long this will continue, and the only thing that people here are praying for is a slow warm-up in temperatures so we don't end up with flooding conditions, because all of these mountains are packed. I mean, all the way from the Tetons up in Wyoming, all the way down through the Wasatch and the other mountain ranges around here, the Uintas. They've got tons of snow in them. Some are record snowpacks, and it's just got to happen slowly so that we don't have a complete flood situation when the water leaves the mountains and goes into the reservoirs and lakes. And of course, we don't want it to go in too fast, otherwise they'll overflow and then that water is lost. So hopefully it'll be slow, and by the looks of it, there's no sign of any warm-up anytime soon. So unless the atmosphere does a complete flip-flop from well below normal to well above, things are going to be kind of copacetic. So living in the Salt Lake Valley has all, like I said, the attributes of an urban area, and some of the distractions and problems of an urban area, some of the crime, some of the overpopulation, some of the pollution. But there's great grocery stores around here, and there's great shopping, and there's excellent recreation opportunities. And again, I detail all those in the post. So I just want to give you an overview. The IKON has been great. Camping here, RV camping in this area. I stayed at Mountain Shadows RV Park. It's very centrally located, very close to both Cottonwood Canyons, so it's very easy access to the 4 Cottonwood Canyon ski areas. Very reasonable rates, $1,050 a month, including electric. And because the weather is kind of moderate, I didn't have to run the furnace all that much during the winter. Didn't even get an external propane tank. So for those of you that follow my work on RVAcrossAmerica.net and have read some of my winter posts, this was not that kind of winter. The kind of winters that I've had up in Wyoming and up in Idaho, eastern Idaho, have been winters where, even western Idaho, have been winters where I've needed a propane tank to heat the underbelly, to keep the tanks and the plumbing from freezing up. That didn't happen this winter. There were a few nights where I had to turn on the furnace on an emergency basis just to keep it warm enough to keep the underbelly from freezing up, but not many nights, and certainly not enough to justify a propane tank. Again, the electric here is included in the fee, so using electric heaters inside of the camper is allowed, and that has kept my propane costs way down. So even though I'm paying a bit more on a monthly basis for the campground, and believe me, it's not much of a campground. It's more of just a great place to be that's centrally located, and it's safe, and it's, like I say, convenient. But and Draper is a good town. Draper is right next to Sandy, and between the two, you've got almost everything you could possibly need. And again, easy access to the ski areas. So, IKON Pass, I would say yes if you're going to use it. They have over 50 areas. Check them out, see what's what. This is probably the greatest concentration of IKON areas, the Salt Lake Valley. And RV camping in the area. They're urban campgrounds. They're going to be close to the highway. They're going to be convenient access in and out. They're going to be close to wherever you want to be, but they themselves are not, great recreation areas. It's an urban campground. And RV life in this region, I would say it's okay. I'm not crazy about certain aspects of the Salt Lake Valley, and I get into those in my narrative in the post. And at the same time, there are aspects that are great, because it's amazing to be able to roll out of bed and in very short order, I detail timing in the post, but in very short order, getting up to the ski areas. And I've even done as much as taking a soak here at the RV park. They have a hot tub here. And then rolling back into the campground, rolling out at about, I guess it was, 9:30 in the morning or so, 9:20 in the morning. And heading up to the hill and getting up to Alta and Snowbird for world-class skiing by about 10:45, put in 3 hours or so, ski hard, and go home. And again, great shopping in the area, so if you need supermarkets and the latest fresh produce, you're going to get that here. Anyway, Alan here, RVAcrossAmerica.net/ski SLC, SKI-SLC for Salt Lake City. And I look forward to hearing your comments, thoughts, and feedback, whether it's on this YouTube video. Give it a thumbs up, give it a like. Go to my post, give me some feedback on the post. And I'll tell you, negotiating for my RV clients has been going well. I may have mentioned, senior moment, I've had a couple of clients in the last week that I've bought campers for, a high-end toy hauler and a high-end motorhome, Class A motorhome, and negotiated superior deals for both, getting them both great deals. And it's they're just psyched about having somebody who's really impassionate about it and doesn't get overly wound up and can negotiate unemotionally, and also keep my buyers centered so that they don't get too wrapped up and excited about a potential offer until we really negotiate the best possible deal. So that's that. They're happy. I'm happy. If you're interested in my concierge RV buying and selling service for RVs, by all means, reach out to me. You can give me a call at 307-269-2546. This is Alan, RVAcrossAmerica.net, and this one is Ski SLC. Take care. Bye-bye.